Okay, let's begin. Okay, hi everyone. Today we are looking at a question like that. Okay, so this is a question that students will struggle with because it can be confusing. All right, in the Impact Academy, what we like to do is we like to use this concept, BRASS, okay, to help us to understand whether if this circus question falls under which of the concepts over here. Okay, see? All right. Now, particularly for this question, it falls under this concept, and this concept is what we call algebra. Got it? Okay, so let's come to the question and let's ask ourselves, okay, what is it that we need to do? Well, even before I begin, right, just note that there was a mistake, in the printing, so therefore you couldn't see your x and y. Your y is here, your x is here. Can? Okay, so whenever you solve an algebra question, the first thing you want to do is to make sure you label the shapes. Because there's always a lot of overlapping, right? In the first question, they ask us area of the semicircle. This one I think is relatively easy, right? A lot of you will be able to do, right? Just always remember semicircle is half times pi r square. Make sense? Okay, half times 3.14. What is my radius? My radius in this situation is 8 to the power of 2. Isn't that true? All right, in this situation, I get to 100.48 centimeter square. Is that correct? Okay, so I don't think I have to talk too much about this, right? Okay, this one I'm sure your school teachers will cover. Okay, now the second part can be a bit confusing because the question wants us to find the difference. And you see, the idea of difference is so foreign to all of us, right? But actually, your superpower is if you understand what is the meaning of difference, you can do a lot of questions really in depth. Understand? Okay, so the difference between x and y. If I were to ask you to convert this English to equations, what would you say? You would say x minus y. True? Oh, it should be the other way around. Why? Because I realized that x over here is the smaller one. Agree or disagree? Right? So it should be, what is it? Y minus x. Okay, why is it y minus x? Because y is bigger. Okay, like I say, step one to solving algebra is always number one, label the shapes. Okay, I have x and y already, right? My y means the entire thing. Agree or disagree? Okay, I try to make sure that that's my y. Can? I just call this A and B. Is that okay? Now, algebra also means what? Repeated identity. All right, also means repeated identity. Okay? So once you have labeled all of this, right? Like I said just now, we have the acronyms BRASS. This is the TIA way. TIA way. Every question we put an acronym. You understand? And over here we are talking about algebra. Is that okay? Okay. Now, in order for you to find, like I said, y minus x, okay, which is the difference. That's why there's a minus, right? In order for you to do that, you must make sure that in your equation, y must minus x. Okay. Let me just do this first. Okay. I'm just going to write random equations. Okay. All right. I'm going to first write down the equation of b and y. Okay. You see b and y is a quadrant. Okay, so a lot of you, let's say in an exam, you get paralyzed by this question. Okay, at least try to move a bit by writing down what, or finding out the shapes that you know. What is b plus y? 1 over 4 pi r squared, right? Which is also going to be 1 over 4. What's my pi? Times 3.14. What's my r? My r is 8 to the power of 2. Agree or disagree? How much is that? 50.24. Okay, so now this does not get you to your answer, but it moves you closer. Do you agree that this is better than not having anything written down? We all can, agree on this, right? What else can I find? Well, I can also find, sorry, I can also find a plus y. Very good. A plus y, you can see this is what is this? A triangle. Half times base times height. True? Half, what's my base? 16. 16 is my base, right? Okay, height is 8. Agree or disagree? How much is this? This becomes 64 centimeter square. Does it make sense to you? All right, of course, over here you can write cm square as well. Agree or disagree? Okay? Well, when you see something like that, okay, you also have to ask yourself, can I also find another thing? What else can I find? Can I find ax? Will I be able to find a plus x? I can, right? A plus x is actually equals to, why is it 60? Why? Because ax is the ones that are outside, right? So I use the entire square, true, which is, well, 8 times 8, true? All right. So over here, you minus away by, you get to ax, right? Which is going to be, like you said, all right, 64 minus away 50.24. Make sense? Okay, we get to an answer of how much? Got it?
76.
Okay, 13.76. Now, do you see anything that is common over here? There must be something that is common. What is it that is common? Yeah, exactly. So you want to combine these two together. Agree or disagree? Right? When you combine these two, meaning to say you want to put them together, you want to make sure that these are the two things that, what? These are the two things that we are going to use. Agree? So if a plus x is actually equals to 13.76, and remember, I want it to be y minus x, right? I put a plus y above. Can? What do you all see over here? Do you see that a and a is repeated? Isn't this repeated identity? That means you're minusing, right? A minus a disappear, ma. True? What am I left with? Y cannot minus x, what, right? But the only thing I can do is just write y minus x. Agree? Right? 64 minus away 13.76. I do not know y individually though. I also do not know x individually. You get what I'm trying to say? Right? But I know that when y minus x, okay, if I were to do 64 minus away 13.76, I get to an answer of 50.24. And that's your answer for this question.
Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video, or you can view our playlist here.